Hi, welcome to Carrie Creates Cards. Today I'll be creating a beautiful wedding day card. It's a very plain, simple but elegant and beautiful design. I hope you enjoy watching. For today's card I'll be using an 8x8 card base, some white linen cardstock. I'm going to be using these nesting dies, this little butterfly die by Creative Expressions, and an embossing folder. This little one is a rose one by Embosselicious. So I'm going to cut this out on my die cutting machine and I'll be back to you. So I ran it through the Gemini machine and I'm just going to take them out. And I want to pop this little piece from the inside into the embossing folder. And I'm just going to pop that out also there. And I want to run this particular die through the die cutting machine again. Take that out. My second little butterfly. Yeah, they fall out fairly easily, but I have a little piece of foam with a roller that I'm going to use. Just a handy little tool for this job, kind of makes it that bit quicker. Apologise for the dog barking again there. Almost through. I'll just poke out the last little ones by hand. So there they go. As you can see, they're very pretty. Now I may have been able to avoid all that poking out if I'd ran it through the die cut machine a second time. So the next thing I'm going to do, well, I'm going to check that I have my card base turned the correct way. And I want to pop some double-sided tape down on this piece. So I want to cover the whole thing just to make sure that it's sturdy once it's down. Just remove the backing off of that there. And place that down evenly on the card base. I think that looks good. So there we are. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to pop this on the inside. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape on it. But also I'm going to pop a bit of glue over that because it'll give it a little bit of wiggle time, as I call it, so that I can get it to sit where I want. I'll just take off the tape, sorry, the backing off of the double-sided tape. Just pop a bit of glue on that. Oops. And that should just allow me to move it a bit if I need to. I could have put this down first, but sometimes I find it's easier to just slip it in afterwards and then just get it where you need it. Because if you do it beforehand, you have to make sure it's lined up properly. And I'm not the best at that, if I'm honest. So there we are with that. So the next thing I'm going to do, oh, I meant to stamp. I can do it now. I should have really done this before I put the tape on it. So fingers crossed. I'm only hoping that it works out. I'm just going to ink that up well because I'm only going to get one go at it. Just make sure it's turned the correct way it says on your wedding day. And just try and get it in the correct position there. And hopefully it'll work out right. So even after all this time, I still make mistakes. I've been crafting for years and years. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. I can come in maybe and with a little pen and fix that, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Next thing I'm going to pop down are these two little butterflies. I'm just going to use a little bit of this glue, pop it on the back there. Decide what way I want to put them. Put him there, I think. A bit of glue on the back of that one, and I'm going to pop that one up there. So I'm going to come back in now with some liquid pearls. This one is silver, I think. Don't see a name on it. It's just a pearlescent little pot of kind of liquid paint. So I'm going to come in to my little butterflies, and first of all I'm going to try it on a piece of spare paper. Yeah, that one is a bit blocked. I'm just going to get a pin and stick it into the top of that there. And hopefully this time, yeah. And that's why I use the spare paper, because it can spit like that. And if it does, then that's your project ruined. So we're going to come in here and just pop a couple of little bits of that down. They'll just look like little pearls. And as I always say, it's all in the detail. That one isn't really cooperating with me, but it'll sit down. As it's sitting there, it will go down. I don't want it to go off to the side. May have overdone it a bit. That one is the same. Just keep an eye on them. Well, there we go. So there's my finished card. Simple and elegant. And I hope I've inspired you to create something similar for someone special. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please like and subscribe. Thank you for spending this time with me.